Great day and welcome. I'm Kiesha, and this is your Daily Sādhana. So grateful that you choose to practice with us virtually, hopefully in the comfort of whatever space you've chosen to be today. I'm going to do some stretching. If you've practiced with me before, I probably talked about these beautiful knees. Normally it's my left side. More recently, it's been my right side. And I think I know the root cause of my knees being sticky. I was teaching this class that had a little bit of cardio, and I started to do this form of jumping jacks. I think that was out of my comfort zone because my right knee has been sticky ever since that. So I'm going to do a sequence of stretches that will help to open up my hamstrings, my thighs, and then further support my knees. I will give credit to Yoga with Cassandra, an inspiration, someone else that you can find on YouTube. I have a couple of blocks for when I get into a supported bridge. I have a yoga strap. Gives me longer arms. But really all you need is yourself. You don't even need this mat. Let's start seated. And I'm going to be in the easy seat position. I prefer to sit on blocks. I take my 2 blocks and create just a wider bench for my hips. You could always use one. If you notice my body right here without the blocks, I could sit this way. My knees are higher than my hips, so it's kind of creating a little crunching that also requires me to use a little bit more core. Watch when I sit on the blocks. My knees fall underneath my hips. It creates more opening in your hips, and then I'm naturally sitting tall. Your body might require you to sit on something even higher. No judgment at all. Take a breath in. And then give it an exhausting breath. Shift to nostril breathing. Close your mouth. And your body's going to breathe for you. You really don't have to control it at all. Inhale. Think of a seated mountain. Root your hips into the floor. Stretch your arms up. I'm going to pull with my left hand to the ceiling and then pull with my right hand to the ceiling. Do that a few times, and if it's comfortable, feel free to look up. Just creating space in my spine before we shift to the lower body. Breathe in. Breathe out, seated lateral stretch to the right. Lower your right hand outside of your hip. Lean your upper body over to the right. Look for the sensation in the left side of your spine. You could always adjust your left arm. Maybe it draws behind your head. Let's take 3 rounds of breath here. Breathe in. Breathe out 1. Breathe in. Breathe out 2. Breathe in. Breathe out 3. You definitely could stay longer. Inhale, sit up. Reach up, re-lengthen. Exhale for a seated twist towards the left. Cross your right hand to your left leg. Guide your left arm behind you. And my left hand is kind of propped up versus being flat, so I can stay lifted in my spine. 3 breaths here. Breathe in. Breathe out 1. Breathe in. Breathe out 2. Breathe in. Breathe out 3. Keep your right hand where it is. Inhale, rotate out of the twist. Take your left arm back up to the ceiling. Exhale, eagle your arms. Hook your left elbow over your right. Bring your palms together, or give yourself a really good hug where you reach for opposite shoulder. Opposite shoulder. Opposite shoulder. Don't tell Ben. Inhale, pull your elbows up. Feel a little stretch. And exhale, round down, fold down. It's really not about getting your head or hands to the ground. Feel the arch in your upper back. Inhale, sit back up. Lift your elbows a little higher. Exhale, round down, fold down. Snuggle your chin into your chest. One more. Inhale, feel the lift. Exhale, take the lower, hug it in. And we'll stay low for 3 breaths. Breathe in. Breathe out 1. Breathe in. Breathe out 2. Breathe in. Breathe out 3. Inhale, lift up. Unravel your arms. And please do what feels naturally best for your upper body. I'm going to switch out the cross of my legs. This is that sticky knee, so it appreciates a little extension. But also switching your legs kind of gives equal balance into your hips. Inhale, sit back up, reach up, re-lengthen. Exhale the lateral stretch over to the left side. Breathe into your right side this time. You know they're different sides, so things could be slightly tweaked. Same amount of breath for me. Breathe in. Breathe out 1. Breathe in. Breathe out 2. Breathe in. Breathe out 3. Inhale, draw yourself up. Exhale, take the twist over to the left side. Breathe in. Breathe out 1. Breathe in. Breathe out 2. Breathe in. Breathe out 3. Your right hand stays where it is. Rotate out of the twist. Send your right arm high. And then cross, hook. Draw your palms together or that nice hug. Reach back for your shoulder blades. Inhale, draw your elbows up. Exhale, round through your upper back. Snuggle your chin into your chest. Inhale, rise up. Exhale again, round down. Push your knees into the ground. Third lift, inhale. Exhale, fold, and let's hold it. 3 breaths. The inhale will lift you. Slowly unravel your arms, your legs. That's that knee. And maybe bounce it out. Awesome. We took the spine in the 6 directions, side to side, twist, forward and back. Now let's go ahead and continue to shift to the lower body. I'm going to change my direction. Seated forward fold. In yin, we call it the caterpillar pose. I'm going to opt again to sit on my blocks. They just support my spine and hips. You might have blocks or a blanket underneath your knees. I'm not going to use the strap here, but you could if you wanted to kind of aid the stretch. Inhale, reach up, create a little bit of length. Exhale, start to hinge from your hips and fold forward. We have a little bit longer than 3 breaths here. I don't have my watch today, so I'm just going to gauge it in my body. Always choose to stay in it a little bit longer or come out sooner. I've been focusing on the practice of love. And I came across this great acronym for love that applies to when we are more still, but it also applies when things are moving. The L is to listen. And in this pose, listen to what your body is saying, more or less. The O is to observe. Observe your breathing, but maybe you're noticing where your mind's wandering. And that's when you would just say, okay, mind's wandering. I'm going to go back to focusing on the practice, the breathing, the listening. The V is to validate. So you acknowledge whatever it is that you're feeling. Too much, too little, boredom, excitement. Validate that it's true for you. And then the E is to empathize. Be kind to yourself here, especially if you find yourself saying no or your body saying no. It's okay. We often say it, showing up really is what matters. And with practice, 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 you might see the shift that you're seeking in your body, your heart, your brain. I'll be silent for 3 more breaths. Inhale, slowly sit up. But again, you could hit pause and hold it longer. I'm going to release off of the blocks and have the blocks within reach because I'm going to set up for supported bridge next. I took my spine forward and tapped into my glutes, my hamstrings and calves, and it's clear how all that connects to your knees. Now I'm going to take the spine in reverse and work into my hips and thighs. Bend your legs where they're flat on the floor. Your knees point up. Your head and shoulders hopefully can relax. I'm going to set these 2 blocks up in my hands. Lift your hips and slide your block or blocks underneath you. I'm going to slide them underneath me to make this longer bench. Again, that's for Kiesha's hips. You might only use one. And then listen to your feet. They're going to want to move out, in, closer, further. Maybe you're listening to your lower back and you're shifting the blocks. A blanket could also do. Fold it to whatever height you wish. Are your shoulders relaxed down? Feel your heart higher than your head. So surrendering your mind, the thoughts, to how you're feeling. Breathe in. Breathe out, half wind relieving pose with the block underneath you. Draw your right knee in towards your chest. I'm gonna slide my hands behind my right knee. Your left leg can remain bent or extended along the floor to stretch into the top of your left thigh a little bit more. Listen for a few breaths. Observe what's happening in you and around you. Validate what you are feeling, even what you're thinking. And then empathize with yourself. It's okay. Breathe in. Breathe out. Extend your right leg up to the ceiling. And you could use the strap here. I'm going to do a little bit of movement before staying still. So I'm going to bend my leg. I'm keeping it at like a lunge position. And then I'm going to extend my leg back up. So notice how it's still kind of bent. Bend so your foot comes more towards your glute. Extend, your foot goes more up. Few more rounds. Before you hold your leg up. With or without the strap. Strap is to create longer arms and a little bit of tension, but not tension that causes you to grip your hands, tense your shoulders or your face. I'm listening right away. I know how it's feeling. So I'm going to say about 10 breaths. Count them if it helps you stay focused. Or maybe you're just surrendering to time, knowing it's your friend. Thinking I might need some shin stretches. It's really like right below the knee in the front versus on the knee or behind the knee that feels so sticky. Ugh. I haven't been counting. Let's go ahead and shift. Recline pigeon, bend your left leg, cross your right foot over your left thigh, press your knee towards the front of your mat. I still have the blocks underneath me. Your preference might be to release them for this. You could lift your left foot up off of the floor. I'm going to use the strap again. I'm going to connect it around my left foot and then pull in. Ooh, yeah. I'm thinking 10 breaths. Inhale and exhale. Stay with it a little longer. Or release your left foot to the floor. Release your right foot. You'd be in your supported bridge. Extend your legs here, both of them. Your heels might tap down. Draw your arms overhead behind you. Feel your pelvis open. Your thighs extend a bit. And then return your feet to the bridge position. Draw your left knee into your chest, that half wind relieving. I'm going to hold behind my left knee. Maybe re-extend your right leg. And then I chose that movement. Straighten and bend. Straighten and bend. And I guess technically I'm staying in a bend, so just more extending the lower part of my leg. And then a little hold. With or without the strap. Extend your leg up. And here's where the validation might come in. Yeah, my sides are different, and that's okay. The empathy. I think they're really not meant to be completely the same. On this leg, I do feel more pull behind the knee. Or on the other leg, I mentioned the pull was more in the top part of my shin. And just that awareness of our uniqueness. Now things are constantly changing, especially in the body. One day it is, one day it isn't. Yesterday we could, today we can't. Reclined pigeon is next. Prepare your right foot and leg. Cross your left. Use your hands if you want, or the strap. And if you're like me, when you're a little slower, you observe things more. Like the sticky things that show up on your socks. Awareness as we explore. Now it's focused on my right knee. My left hip is talking to me. So I'm gonna hold it a few more breaths. And then I'm gonna go ahead and release. Bring both of my feet back to the floor. Revisit the extended leg bridge. Straighten your legs out. Reach your arms back behind you once more. Whew. And then bend your legs. Lift your hips to remove your props. Lower your hips and spine back to the floor. And then do what feels good here. I think I'm just going to stay still here. More in the resting bridge where my knees and thighs draw in. And then prepare to come into variations of twist. If your hips are not on the floor, place them down. Slide your hips a little bit more to the right side of the mat. Maybe walk your left foot in as well. Pull your right knee into your chest. We've been here before. Twist, cross your right knee over to the left. Roll to your left hip. I'm going to take one of my blocks and use it to support my right knee. I'm also going to prepare the strap in my hands because eventually I'm going to straighten out my leg. No race, no rush. Do you have time to love? The answer is yes. Right here, right now, you're loving on yourself. You could stay in your twist this way, or slightly bring your knee back towards the ceiling so I'm not fully back on my spine. Get the strap around your right foot, and then extend your right leg towards the left. I'm going to use my blocks to support my left foot as I feel the stretch run through the side of my leg into my right glute a bit. You might guide your foot a little bit more towards your left ear. And with the block, I no longer need the strap, so I can allow my shoulders to release. On this side, I'm gonna look towards the camera, really just turning my head to get a subtle stretch in my neck. I'm favoring this side, so I'm gonna stay a little bit longer. You're welcome to come out of this and start to twist in the opposite direction. We started with the bent leg and then extend it. Sadhana, personal practice. I'll rebend my right leg, shift my spine back to center, realign things, pause here, or naturally move here. I'm gonna shift my blocks over to the other side. Ooh, yawning's coming on. Slide my hips a little bit to the left, pull my left knee in, and then twist to the right. Another aspect of love is to rest. And we'll be there in a few more moments. I'm also thinking about the rest that I'm going to take after this, because I've done my work. I've also examined my work and reflected. And then that allows me some time to let go, surrender, to rest and digest. With or without the strap, I'm gonna lean a little bit to the left to get my foot back in the strap. And then I'll cross my leg over. And I use those blocks to support my crossed foot. And I really don't need the strap after that. But I appreciate your strap. Excuse me. Last 2 breaths for me. And then I'm gonna release Unwind the twists. Realign my spine. And I'm going to guide my feet wide and do that windshield wiper action where my knees go side to side. Also stretching into the thighs a bit. And then all this listening, observing, validating, and empathizing. What does your heart need in this moment? I'll be silent, and then I'll close us out. What is your heart telling you? The beauty is you could extend this. You could rewind it and go back to something if you want. I feel a little sleepy. So I'm going to roll over to my right side. It's said to be the more active side, the sun side, Surya. We'll pause here for another moment or two. I do have a beautiful view of the outside. And let's say goodbye from here. I wish you peace in your heart, peace in your home, and peace in our communities. From all the way over here, Western North Carolina, to those on the West Coast. Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Peace, peace, peace. Hope you enjoyed this. Thank you much.